They're totally out of bounds, and especially since I went to the game and watched it. It had nothing to do with coaching. His sons were terrible that day. LaAngelo averages 34. He had 15 points in the first quarter, 10 the last 3 quarters. His son LaMelo averages 27, the youngest. He averages 27. He only had 14 points. And the coach, what is the coach supposed to do? They played every minute. They took every shot that they wanted. They played bad. It was that. It had nothing to do with coaching. I didn't watch the game and go, oh, this guy can't coach.
Right.
He didn't take the kids out when the youngest kid, LaMelo, missed 2 or 3 air balls from half court. You think the coach called timeout and said, hey, come to the side? No, they just kept playing. So to blame the coach because they lost this playoff game is totally ridiculous.
No, I'm not surprised that LaVar took this stance with the coach, and I'm not surprised the coach, bucked back. Because at the end of the day, most coaches would rather lose their way than win someone else's way. And why? First of all, you're not here every day. You're not in practice. So why should I listen to you? I understand that I have your 2 sons, but if your sons are as great as you say they are, I don't even need to coach them. Yeah. We should have won this game. We got 2 guys that average 61 points between the 2. If they do what they normally do, we win the game.
Which they did not do.
Right. But LaVar, that brand skip, I got to protect that. And losing doesn't help my brand. And so he's got to defend that. They lost with 2, one guy is a top prospect and the other guy is a sophomore that's going to be a top prospect. And you lost.
And Shannon, it's also the same coach who allowed the youngest son, LaMelo, to score 90. So I guess he was coaching all right then when he allowed his son to cherry pick.
Almost no defense.
Right.
Yep.
Well, he didn't come past half court. He snowbird, or what we call cherry pick the entire game, Skip. So
everybody calls it cherry pick. But go ahead.
Oh, snowbird.
Yeah.
I never heard snowbird.
Oh, yeah, he was snowbird.
Cherry pick, definitely.
I have defended LaVar until now. This was out of bounds to me. I love how he supports his kids.
Yeah.
I've said before, I wish I'd had a father like LaVar to support me. They have a good, strong 2-parent household. I love all that about how, and listen, that oldest kid, one or both of those parents raised him the right way because he is made of the right stuff.
And he says all the right stuff.
He does all, and he plays unselfishly to a fault. But in this case, you're making excuses for your kids that they don't deserve because they deserve some blame for this one. They have to learn a lesson. Why did that go wrong? And did they butt heads a little bit with I have no idea. Makes me wonder if anything's been going on behind the scenes with Steve Alford at UCLA, but I doubt it because Lonzo is the flip side of the 2 younger kids in that he's the coach on the floor. Like you want him to run the show because he's going to run it the right way every time down the floor. So in this case, it just felt wrong that he's going to condemn the coach, blame the coach for the kids' mistakes, and you're setting up excuse-making for them down the line that they don't need or deserve. They needed to build some character through the loss, and he let both of them off the hook.
And I don't know for sure, but I heard that he handpicked this guy, the coach, the high school coach, and if you were to see him on the sideline, you would go, well, who's the coach? He's so young. I'm just saying, he might be 26 years old or something. He's a really young kid, and I'm looking like young man, and I'm like, is that the coach? And now, of course, because they didn't win or get to the championship,
it's his fault.
It's his fault. That's not right.
LaVar coached the kids all the way up to the AAU rank, so he has a stake in this as a coach. But in the end, just stop it. That's the first time to me that he went completely out of bounds, and he's going to make it tougher on these kids as they go up to the next levels because coaches they're going to have in the future are going to dread having to deal with LaVar.
And you know what? Sidebar, if you're UCLA Steve Alford, you better think about going back to Indiana. I'm serious because now look at what you have to deal with. And remember, the 2 kids coming behind him aren't the kid that's
no.
Okay?
Lonzo's the prize.
That's what I'm saying. So he's already had the prize.
And he will be gone.
And he'll be gone. And now I got this guy, and I got to deal with dad and 2 kids who aren't as talented. That's just
most coaches.
The young one might be as talented in a very different way, but he's just a scorer. Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be much harder to coach than your coach on the floor point guard.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, Skip, most coaches will buck back. They're not going to listen, maybe in Pop Warner or something like that, but once you get, the higher you go up, these coaches are set in their ways. They're like, hold on, I've been doing this.
Yeah.
I got this. Let me handle this. So of course he's going to buck back. You think he's going to sit there?
Yeah, but that's not going to stop LaVar from still making comments. I'm just saying that'd be detrimental to the program. That's what I mean.
I got no problem with that. Yeah, but I'm saying, what did he expect the coach to do? I'm going to let you, you follow Alonzo all around the country, and then we lose. You think I'm going to let you take pot shots at me when you're not here coaching every day? You don't see what's going on every day? What coach you think is going to say, okay, yeah, you're right, LaVar. I should have listened to you. No.
But it's just different. And I just say the reason with Alford is just that he's going to, right? He's not making big money at UCLA.
No.
He can make a lot more money, go home, but just won't have the headache. I just think there's a chance that he could leave the program to go back home. I think so.
It might be a good call.
But Skip thinks you think Indiana's a better job than UCLA?
Not right now, but he could make it that. It's like that sleeping giant job where if you can start winning the recruiting in the state of Indiana again, you got a shot.
And the only reason that Bobby Knight stopped winning there is he couldn't recruit those guys. He stopped recruiting them. But he used to be able to go get people to come to Indiana and be good.
Oh, you mean to tell me guys didn't want to get choked and have chairs thrown at him anymore? Oh,
and have whips popped at him, right? Yeah.
My final problem with LaVar was I wish he had been more specific in his criticism because I still don't know what he was talking about.
Right.
If you're going to go there, then go all the way there and say, we should have slowed it down, or we should have sped it up, or we should have gotten the ball inside, or we should have played zone.
Now, the only one I would have accepted if he would have said, the coach should have pulled my son out when he missed that air ball from half court. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he thought that.
Well, the thing that bothers me, aside from obviously just taking a necessary shot and not explaining yourself, is you're dealing with high school kids. There's other kids on the team. It's not just your sons. And these are kids. It's not college. These are children. You have to be careful how you talk about what's going on that team. This is where they develop and learn how to, be
There's
men.
no doubt about it. But if you watch that game, there's only 2 kids that matter. You know what I mean?
But that's not right.
No, I know it's not.
It may be the truth, but that's not right.
Skip.
And if you grow up thinking that, what happens on the next level when you're not the best?
When you're not that guy, I agree. I think it's a mistake.